My name is Frederick Block. I'm a United States Federal Court Judge. I sit by designation on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and my new book is called A Second Chance. A federal judge describes who deserves it.
Okay.
Questions, I can try to crunch it if I can. I'm a United States Federal Court Judge, and from New York, and I also sit on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals as a visiting circuit court judge. And I was involved in a landmark decision involving the case of Stephen May, where I wrote the dissenting decision in the Ninth Circuit decision that put him in jail for the rest of his life. So it's a poignant type of dynamic. I wrote a book also, which just recently was released, called A Second Chance. A federal judge describes who deserves it. And I've been asked to come out here to speak, and I'm happy to be out here to support what I consider to be these wonderful, valiant people who are really up against it, because we know that the whole idea of prison reform and of criminal justice is not a sexy subject. It's a toxic subject politically, and people don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I have done that, and I've written this book. We're going to talk about it today, and I'm going to tell people that even though I got out of my sick bed, I still wanted to come here and speak to them, to let them know that Arizona, these folks here, are not a voice in the wilderness, that there are people out there who support what they are doing and who respect what they're doing. And my book hopefully will be read by thousands of people, which explains all of that. And we've already had articles in the New York Times and the Washington Post. These folks should know that their efforts here are not in vain. I'm not talking to the right group of people. I'm not talking to the people who make the difference in the laws that we have in our country. I'm not talking to the people who should change their attitudes and not have their laws in our country based upon political considerations or emotional considerations, but on the rule of law, which is what I'm all about. But these people, even though I suspected that nobody was going to be here to cover my remarks because it's just too toxic, and it's not politically the type of thing that people want to do because they're fearful about the fact that they're going to be looked upon as being soft on crime, which is not the case. These people deserve respect, and they should know they're not a voice in the wilderness. That the Times has written about it in New York, that the Washington Post has written about it, that Judge Block supports and feels empathetic for all those people and all the families who, have relatives and family members who should not be in jail. Many of them belong in jail. They're not going to be released from jail. But now I have the power as a federal court judge to really revisit previously imposed sentences under this new law called the First Step Act, which should be enacted through all of the states, including Arizona. So Stephen May, as an example, can have the benefit of having a second chance. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm